If you waste 1 hour a day, you waste 15 days a year. What could you create, achieve, or transform with those 15 days? Time is not money, time is life. And once it's gone, you can never get it back. So if you're tired of feeling busy but not productive, then this is your wake-up call. Every one of us is given 24 hours in a day. No one gets more, no one gets less. The difference between a fulfilled life and a frustrated one lies in how you use those hours. Time doesn't need to be chased or managed. It needs to be honored. If you learn to be deliberate with your hours, your days will become meaningful. In this message, we'll walk through how to manage each hour with clarity, discipline, and inner peace, so your life is not just filled with tasks, but with purpose. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And time, your 24 hours, is the system that either sharpens you or slowly destroys your potential. Many people say they don't have enough time, but time is not the problem. The real issue is clarity, discipline, and alignment. Every person on earth receives the same 24 hours each day. The difference between the one who transforms their life and the one who stays stagnant is how they manage those hours. Mastering your day is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most with deep presence, purpose, and structure. If you can master your 24 hours, you can master your life. Number 1, your morning shapes the whole day. If you want to master your 24 hours, you must first master your morning. Because the morning is not simply a time of day, it is a transition. It is the sacred threshold between the unconscious and the conscious, between rest and motion, between the invisible world of sleep and the visible world of action. For most people, the morning is rushed, reactive, chaotic. They wake up to a loud alarm, grab their phone, flood their mind with notifications, and immediately feel behind. Their body is awake, but their soul has not arrived. And so, the rest of the day follows that same scattered rhythm. But you are not most people. You are someone who seeks discipline. You are someone who understands that the way you begin anything shapes how you continue it. This is the power of the morning. It is not about doing more. It is about setting the frequency. Just like the first note played by a violinist sets the tone for the entire symphony, your first thoughts, actions, and breath set the tone for everything that follows. Let me be clear. A powerful morning is not created by accident. It must be engineered. It must be practiced and protected. Let us start with the first and most important act. Waking up intentionally. Do not wake up with dread or distraction. Wake up with presence. As soon as your eyes open, pause. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Feel the miracle of being alive. Before the world enters your mind, center yourself within your own consciousness. Then resist the urge to immediately consume. No phone, no news, no messages. Instead, go inward. Practice stillness. Still in silence, or meditate for a few minutes. Observe your thoughts like clouds floating by. This stillness is not wasted time. It is alignment. It is your way of saying, I will not be controlled by the outside world. I will respond, not react. Next, move your body. Energy must flow. Your physical body is the vessel through which your spirit expresses itself. You do not need a long workout. 10 to 15 minutes of stretching, mindful breathing, or gentle martial movements are enough to awaken your inner fire. When you move with awareness, you bring together body and mind. You prepare yourself for action. Then spend a few moments in reflection or journaling. Ask yourself, what do I want from this day? What energy do I choose to carry? What one action would make this day feel meaningful? You are not just planning your day. You are planting seeds into your subconscious. The mind obeys where you direct it. If you do not give it a direction, it will wander through the noise of the world. And now, with clarity, set your intention. This is different from making a to-do list. An intention is not about tasks. It is about who you choose to be. Do you choose to be patient, focused, bold, calm? Your intention becomes your inner compass for the day. All of this can be done in 30 to 45 minutes. But even if you only have 10 minutes, use them consciously, because a day that begins with awareness, discipline, and alignment is already halfway mastered. Let me also remind you, this is not about perfection. Some mornings will be messy. Some days you will oversleep, feel anxious, or skip your routine. That is okay. What matters is not that every morning is perfect. It is that you return to the path as soon as you notice you have left it. In the monastery we say the morning bell is not to wake the body, it is to wake the spirit. So ask yourself, how do you wake up? Do you allow the world to pull you from sleep like a slave to urgency? Or do you rise like a master, aware, calm, deliberate? Because the person who owns their morning does not chase the day. And when you lead your day with purpose, you lead your life with power. Number 2, clarity before activity. We live in a world that celebrates movement. The faster you go, the more productive you appear. The busier you are, the more praise you receive. But this is a dangerous illusion. Because movement without direction is not progress. Activity without clarity is just exhaustion. You can run all day, but if you are running in the wrong direction, every step takes you further from your purpose. So remember this. Do not begin the day with action. Begin it with clarity. Clarity is the inner light that shows you where to walk. Without it, your actions are scattered. Your energy is divided. Your potential is wasted. The most disciplined people in the world do not do more. They do what matters most. They understand that a few right actions taken with full awareness are far more powerful than 100 unconscious motions. Before you open your emails, before you pick up the phone, before you dive into your tasks, stop. Breathe. Go within. Ask yourself a simple but profound question. What truly matters today? Not what feels urgent, not what others are demanding, not what your habits are pulling you toward, but what aligns with your higher self, your long-term vision, and your inner purpose. We often confuse being busy with being valuable, but being busy is easy. Anyone can fill their schedule. True power lies in discernment, the ability to separate the essential from the non-essential. This is the art of clarity. Imagine 2 warriors. One swings their sword wildly in every direction, wasting energy and hitting nothing. The other waits, watches, and makes one strike with perfect precision. Which one do you want to be? The human mind, when unclear, becomes anxious. It overthinks, overreacts, and overcompensates. But a clear mind is a calm mind, and a calm mind is a powerful mind. That is why, before you begin the day's activity, take time to think. This is not a luxury, it is a necessity. In this space of quiet reflection, you gain the vision to see what truly deserves your energy. A simple practice is this: every morning, write down the 3 most important tasks of the day. Not 10, not 20, just 3. These 3 tasks should not be random. They should be deeply connected to your goals, your values, and your personal growth. One of them might be related to your health, another to your craft, and another to a relationship that needs nurturing. Choose wisely. These 3 are your North Stars for the day. Once you have them, protect them. Do not allow distractions to rob your focus. In a world filled with noise, guarding your clarity is an act of courage. You must become the gatekeeper of your own attention. Also remember that clarity is not just about what to do. It is also about how to be. Before the activity begins, ask yourself, who do I want to be today? How do I want to show up to my work? What kind of energy do I want to give others? When you ask these questions, you rise above the unconscious habits of daily life. You become intentional. And with intention comes power. There is a beautiful Zen teaching. When the archer shoots without a target, no arrow can miss. But no arrow hits anything either. Without clarity, you can never fail. But you can also never succeed. You remain trapped in a loop of meaningless motion. Your days blur together. Your time disappears. And one day, you look back and realize you climbed the ladder, but it was leaning against the wrong wall. So do not fear slowing down. Do not fear stepping back to think, to reflect, to choose. The world may tell you to hurry, but your soul knows better. It is in stillness that vision arises. It is in silence that clarity appears. And once you have that clarity, your actions become like lightning, precise, powerful, and unstoppable. In the monastery, we are taught this. Before you sweep the floor, ask, why are you sweeping? It is a reminder that even the smallest action should be done with awareness and purpose. This is the way of the wise. So tomorrow, when you wake up, don't just ask, what do I have to do today? Ask, what matters most? And then let your activity be the servant of your clarity, not the other way around. Because when clarity comes first, every step becomes a step in the right direction. And that, my friend, is how you begin to master your 24 hours. Number 3, time block your energy, not just tasks. There is a common approach to productivity that many people adopt. They write long lists of tasks. They color code calendars. They block hours of their day into neat little boxes labeled work, emails, calls, or exercise. Yet, despite all the planning, they still end the day feeling tired, scattered, and unaccomplished. Why? Because they are managing time, but not managing energy. You see, time is objective. Every person receives 24 hours in a day. But energy is personal. It fluctuates. It rises and falls like the breath, like the waves of the ocean. And if you ignore this rhythm, you begin working against yourself. This is why monks, warriors, and masters of discipline do not simply organize their time, they organize their energy. So let me offer you a deeper principle. Do not just time block your tasks, block your energy. Observe yourself honestly. At what times of the day do you feel most alert? When does your mind feel sharpest? When does your body feel strong? These are not random moments. These are your natural energy peaks. And they are sacred. During these times, you must schedule your highest value, deepest focus work. Do not waste them replying to messages or scrolling through distractions. These golden hours are when your creativity is richest, your discipline is strongest, and your breakthroughs most likely to happen. Imagine giving your most important goal only your leftover energy. It's like giving your finest sword to a tired soldier. It's unwise. It's wasteful. Instead, become strategic. For example, if your peak focus is in the morning, reserve that time for deep creation, writing, planning, or solving complex problems. If your physical energy spikes in the afternoon, use that window for workouts, walks, or high energy interactions. When you notice a dip, perhaps after lunch, block that time for lighter tasks like emails, organizing, or rest. In this way, your schedule begins to serve your biology, and this is how you achieve more without burning out. We must understand, energy is not infinite. Every decision, every conversation, every task withdraws energy from your system. If you are not careful, your day becomes a slow leak. You may still be moving, but you are drained, numb, out of alignment. That's why in the monastery, we don't just practice what to do, we practice when and how to do it. Our training sessions are aligned with the sun's movement, our meditation with the silence of the early morning, our meals with digestion rhythms, and our rest with the falling of darkness. This is ancient wisdom. Live in harmony with your own energy cycles. So how can you apply this? Begin by doing a personal energy audit. For 1 week, track your energy every 2 hours. Use simple markers: high, medium, low. Note what you were doing, how you felt, what you ate, and how you slept. Patterns will emerge. Once you understand these patterns, restructure your calendar. Start each day by identifying not only what you need to do, but how much energy each task requires. Label them. High energy tasks like deep focus, strategy, creation. Medium energy tasks like calls, meetings, routine work. Low energy tasks like emails, admin, errands. Now match these to your energy blocks. This system alone can change the quality of your entire life, because you are no longer working randomly, you are working rhythmically, in harmony with your own internal tides. But energy management goes deeper. You consume also affects your energy. Heavy meals, negative people, and chaotic environments drain your life force. Choose wisely. Feed yourself physically, mentally, emotionally with what uplifts you. Also, remember the power of recovery. Just like a muscle, your energy must be renewed. Short breaks, deep breaths, a moment of silence, a walk in nature. Even 1 minute of stillness can restore more energy than an hour of forced effort. So stop asking only, what time is it? Instead ask, what is the quality of my energy right now, and what is the best use of it? This is how you evolve from a time manager into an energy master. Because the truth is, time alone means nothing. You could have the entire day free and still achieve nothing if your energy is fragmented. But with even 1 hour of high quality energy, you can create, move, and transform mountains. So don't just manage the hours. Honor your inner cycles. Respect your vitality. Work with your nature, not against it. In this way, you no longer push through the day, you flow through it. And when you flow, you do not just manage your 24 hours, you begin to master your life. Number 4, kill time wasters with ruthless precision. In a world full of endless distractions, mastering your 24 hours requires something most people are unwilling to develop: ruthless precision. You cannot allow your energy and time to be slowly drained by things that serve no purpose in your growth. Because every moment you spend on something meaningless is a moment you steal from what could have made you powerful, focused, and fulfilled. Time wasters are not just distractions, they are subtle forms of self-destruction. They appear harmless: a scroll through social media, an unnecessary meeting, a long conversation about other people's lives, a video that turns into a dozen more. But let me tell you this: the greatest threat to your discipline is not failure. It is comfort wrapped in distraction. In the monastery, we are taught to observe the mind like a guard watches the temple gate. Not everything should be allowed to enter. You must develop this level of inner vigilance. Begin your day not only by planning what you will do, but also by deciding what you will not allow. Create boundaries that are not flexible. For example, remove digital temptations from your morning routine. Do not allow your phone to be the first voice you hear. Silence the notifications. Delete the apps that steal your presence. And above all, practice stillness before the world starts shouting. Because those first few hours of your day set the rhythm for everything else. If you allow distractions in early, you will spend the rest of the day chasing your attention like a leaf in the wind. And it's not just devices. People too can be time wasters, not because they are bad, but because they pull you into their chaos. Learn to say no, not with anger, but with clarity. Say no to conversations that go nowhere. Say no to invitations that are not aligned with your purpose. Say no to the energy that pulls you away from your center. This kind of discipline will offend some, but it will protect your life. You do not owe access to everyone. You do not owe your presence to everything. You owe it only to what matters. Time wasters are also mental. Regret is a time waster. Overthinking is a time waster. Worrying about things you cannot control. This too is how you burn away your precious minutes. Train your mind to return to the now. When you catch yourself drifting into thoughts that weaken you, stop, breathe, reset. That moment of awareness is a victory. Do it often enough, and soon your mind becomes a weapon of focus, not a prisoner of distraction. There is a quote I often repeat: do not mistake movement for progress. Many people are constantly doing, but they are not advancing. They are busy but not directed. This is because their time is consumed by things that seem urgent, but are actually meaningless. You must distinguish between what is merely calling for your attention and what actually deserves it. That distinction, that wisdom, is the foundation of power. So, conduct an audit of your life. Track your days for 1 week. Where does your time truly go? What patterns appear? You might be shocked to find that hours are vanishing into nothing. This is not to shame yourself. It is to awaken, because once you see where your time leaks, you can begin to seal those leaks with intention. Replace scrolling with reading. Replace talking with listening. Replace distraction with creation. This is the path of transformation. Not dramatic changes, but quiet, consistent choices that honor your purpose. Remember, time is not something you spend. It is something you invest. Every hour you give should return something to your spirit, your health, your vision, or your joy. If it doesn't, it's a theft. And the thief is often disguised as entertainment, comfort, or habit. Kill these thieves without hesitation. Be kind, but be firm, because your dreams are not built in some day. They are built in the 24 hours you're living right now. So the next time you find yourself wasting time, pause and ask, is this feeding my power or stealing from it? That question alone can change the course of your life. Do not protect your comfort, protect your focus, because focus is sacred, and the one who guards it guards their future. Number 5, use micro moments wisely. Most people wait for the perfect time to begin working on themselves. They wait for a vacation to relax, for a weekend to read, for a peaceful morning to meditate, for a new year to start their journey. But the wise understand something deeper. Life is not built in large chunks of time. It is built in small, seemingly insignificant windows. The gaps, the pauses, the spaces in between, these micro moments are the secret architecture of growth. What you do with 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, determines the strength of your discipline. When you are waiting in line, do you complain or do you breathe deeply, observe your thoughts and return to presence? When you are commuting, do you scroll endlessly or do you listen to something that uplifts or teaches you? These are the invisible doors that open only to those who are awake. The monk sees opportunity where the mindless see boredom. Micro moments are like drops of water, individually small, but when collected, they can carve through stone. They are not wasted unless you choose to ignore them. Every great transformation is the result of mastering the small. 5 deep breaths in the middle of stress can bring clarity. 1 minute of gratitude while walking can shift your entire emotional state. A single page read in silence can ignite an idea that changes your entire direction. Do not underestimate the power of little things. Consistency in the small is more powerful than intensity in the rare. Your life is not waiting for some grand moment. It is happening now, in the cracks between responsibilities. You don't need a perfect environment to grow. You need awareness. And awareness begins the moment you choose not to let time slip by unnoticed. Ask yourself, how many precious minutes are lost every day to unconscious scrolling, idle thoughts, and meaningless habits? What if instead of letting those moments vanish, you use them to return to yourself? Stand in silence, reset your posture, realign with your value. These simple acts, repeated daily, rewire your character. In the monastery, we are trained not only in rituals but in interruptions. The bell rings not just to mark time, but to call the monk back to the present. The Master says even one mindful breath is a complete practice. This is how we reclaim our lives, from the rush, from the distraction, from the mind's automatic habits. Do not wait for the world to slow down. Learn to find stillness in motion, silence in noise, and clarity in chaos. That is the true way. Next time you're in a situation you once saw as dull, remember, it's not the situation, it's your presence within it. Are you awake? Are you conscious of your thoughts, your posture, your energy? Are you choosing who you want to be, or are you letting the moment drift by unnoticed? The truth is, these micro moments shape your identity, and your identity shapes your destiny. Greatness is not built in grand speeches. It is built in silent decisions repeated when no one is watching. So begin collecting your moments. Carry a book with you, not a phone. Carry silence with you, not noise. Carry a presence with you, not distraction. You will begin to notice that while others feel they are constantly behind, you are quietly growing in every in-between space. While they are wasting time, you are sculpting your future. It is not about having more hours in the day. It's about respecting the ones you already have. This is wisdom in motion. The greatest shift happens when you realize you already have enough time. You just haven't been using the hidden minutes wisely. Instead of saying, I don't have time, say, I haven't honored the small spaces in my life. That honesty will awaken your power. When you start using micro moments wisely, life expands. Not because time increases, but because your awareness increases. And awareness is the birthplace of transformation. Number 6, set sacred boundaries. Your time is your life. It is the very breath of your existence. And yet, how many people give it away freely? To noise, to chaos, to people who have no respect for it. If you do not protect your time, the world will consume it. One of the most powerful acts of self-mastery is the ability to say no, not out of anger, but out of alignment. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates to protect what is sacred within. And what is sacred is your energy, your attention, your peace. Too many people live in constant interruption. Every phone call, every message, every knock on the door is allowed to enter without permission. This is not generosity, this is surrender. Just as you would not let anyone walk into your home and rearrange your furniture, you should not allow anyone to walk into your day and rearrange your focus. Your time is your temple. And not everyone should be allowed to walk through it with muddy feet. Respect must be earned. Access must be intentional. When you set boundaries, you are not being rude, you are being clear. Clear about what you value, what you will tolerate, and what you are no longer willing to compromise. If a conversation drains your spirit, you have the right to step away. If a task does not align with your purpose, you have the right to decline. This is not selfishness, it is self-respect. And self-respect is the root of all discipline. Without it, you will always be at the mercy of other people's agendas. In the monastery, we are taught that silence is not just a lack of sound, it is a boundary. When a monk is in silence, no one disturbs him. That space is protected, honored. You must learn to create this same invisible wall around your time. Let the world know, this hour is mine. This morning is mine. This space, this stillness, this energy, it belongs to me. Do not disturb unless it is necessary, aligned and respectful. This is how you train the world how to treat you. People will test your boundaries. They will push, manipulate, guilt, or challenge you. And you must stand firm, because the moment you bend too often, your boundary becomes a suggestion instead of a rule. Hold your ground with calm confidence. You do not need to explain your inner peace. You do not owe anyone justification for protecting your mind. If they cannot respect your space, they are not meant to walk beside you in your growth. Protect your energy as if it were your life force, because it is. Boundaries are not only for others, they are also for yourself. You must learn to say no to your own impulses, your own distractions, your own desires for instant comfort. There is a part of you that will want to sabotage your structure. Set a boundary with that part. Say, I do not break promises to myself. When you build this inner discipline, your outer world begins to reflect it. What you tolerate in yourself will mirror what you tolerate from others. Strength within becomes strength without. When you begin honoring your time, you will notice something beautiful. Your peace deepens. Your clarity returns. Your work becomes more focused. Your relationships improve. Not because you give more, but because you give from a full cup. You are no longer scattered, reactive, drained. You are centered, grounded, purposeful. This is the reward of sacred boundaries. They do not restrict your life. They give it structure, power, and meaning. So do not fear drawing lines. Fear what happens when you don't. Fear the life that passes you by while you're busy pleasing everyone else. Fear the loss of your purpose because you were too distracted to follow it. Choose instead to live by your own rhythm, define your own space, protect your own time. Because when you set sacred boundaries, you are not just managing your 24 hours. You're reclaiming your freedom. And with that freedom, you can finally build the life you were meant to live. Number 7, end the day with closure. How you end your day matters just as much as how you begin it. Most people drift into the night without intention, exhausted, distracted, and mentally scattered. They fall asleep with their mind still racing, their energy still open to the chaos of the day. This is not rest. It is residue, and residue builds up. If you do not clear your mental and emotional space before sleep, you carry yesterday into tomorrow. True rest begins with closure, a ritual of completion, an intentional pause to separate what has been done from what still remains. In the monastery, we do not end the day abruptly. We complete it. We sweep the floors, fold the ropes, bow to the space, and sit in silence. This is not just routine, it is a way to show respect to the day. We acknowledge the lessons, the mistakes, the progress, and we let it go. You must learn to do the same. Take 10-15 minutes each night to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What did I give? What can I release? This is how you close the mental loops that would otherwise keep you restless. Your brain craves resolution. If you don't give it closure, it will seek it during your sleep, through dreams, tension, and overthinking. You may be lying still, but your mind will keep working. That is why people wake up tired, even after hours of sleep. Their body rested, but their spirit did not. This is why ritual matters. Light a candle, breathe deeply, write down what you're grateful for. Prepare the mind to rest, not by force, but by gentle surrender. You are not abandoning the day, you are laying it to rest with honor. Disconnecting from devices is part of this sacred ritual. Screens stimulate the mind and keep your nervous system active long after the light has faded. Make the final hour of your day screen-free. No social media, no news, no digital noise. Instead, return to simplicity, silence, reading, meditation, or soft music. Allow the nervous system to unwind. Let your senses return to stillness. The modern world robs us of this peace unless we reclaim it with discipline. The end of your day should feel like descending into calm water, not falling into a pit of exhaustion. Closure also means forgiveness of yourself and of others. Before you sleep, release the tension. If you made mistakes, acknowledge them and promise yourself a better effort tomorrow. If someone hurt you, send them compassion, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Do not take anger to bed. Do not let resentment harden into your subconscious. The world may not be perfect, but you can end your day with a clean heart. This is the final breath of awareness before rest. Review your goals, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Did you honor your focus? Did you guard your energy? Did you live aligned with your intention? These are questions of the self, not to punish but to polish. Like a blade sharpened at the end of the day, each evening becomes a quiet return to your deeper self, away from the noise of action and into the clarity of observation. And as you do this night after night, your awareness becomes keener, your discipline steadier, your inner peace stronger. Let your environment reflect disclosure. Keep your space clean and minimal. Your bedroom should not feel like an office or a battlefield. It should feel like a sanctuary. When your outer world is calm, the inner world follows. Light incense, dim the lights, stretch the body, invite sleep rather than collapsing into it. You are not escaping the day, you are completing it. And in that completion, you begin to build a foundation for tomorrow's clarity. When you end your day with closure, you are sending a powerful message to the universe and to yourself. I value this life. I honor these hours. I move with awareness. And when you live like this, each day becomes a chapter, not a blur. You rise lighter, clearer, more focused. You do not carry the weight of unfinished thoughts. Instead, you carry the strength of a soul that has made peace with the day. That is the secret, not how much you do, but how completely you let go. In the end, the question is not, do you have enough time? The real question is, are you awake for the time you already have? Because 24 hours is not just a number, it is a sacred offering. Each morning, life hands you this gift, silently. No ceremony, no announcement. Just time, placed gently into your hands. What you do with it is the greatest expression of your values, your discipline, your presence. You can spend it, you can waste it, or you can honor it. You honor it by choosing presence over distraction, purpose over noise, awareness over autopilot. You do not need more time, you need more clarity. You do not need to do more, you need to do what matters. You do not need to wait for the right moment. This is the right moment. So rise in the morning with intention. Walk through the day with alignment. End the evening with peace.